All right, so I'm just finishing my uh, warm-up dram. It's Famous Grouse is very nicely balanced. It's a blended uh, Scotch whiskey. It's got some grain in it. Got some sherry in it. Got a hint of smoke. It's very nice. And I've gone through about half a bottle of this already, just warming up my palate for doing these Secret Spirits Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar samples, edition number 5. Here we are at the Advent Calendar once again. The Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar from Secret Spirits, 5th edition. Today, I believe, is the 8th day. Where's the number 8? Oh, there it is. Bottom left corner. Let's get this open here and grab that bottom left corner right there. And I'm not looking at the label once again. And I'm going to record a video here. Oh, the dirty glasses are piling up. I'm going to have to wash them soon. Okay, I have with me here a tall glass of water with which to remain hydrated. Cannot stress more the importance of remaining hydrated. That way you don't get headaches, you don't get hangovers, you feel good all the time. You may pee a lot, but you feel good. I have a clean Glencairn here. Might have a few spots on the side, but that's okay. The inside should be clean. Here is our sample. I haven't read it. I don't know what it is. Let's get this open. This is day number 8, if I haven't said so already. Tight little cap on that. And it didn't even break the last stays. Okay, got that off. Now we're going to pour ourselves a Glencairn glass of this eighth concoction. Oh, I'm already getting something fruity. It smells like pears from here. It's got all those little bubbles on there. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if those little bubbles are from soap or dust stuck in the glass. Could have been a while since I washed these last time, so they might have a thin layer of dust. I'm seeing thin legs forming. Thin legs, small drops, thin legs. I'm seeing as I already got a whiff. Look at that, they're moving very slowly. This promises to be another high ABV, I think. Oh, that's delicious already. Oh, yes. I'm getting woody notes already. Fresh wood. Probably a high ABV too. If there's anything fruity I'm getting on here is pears. Light pears. Some apples. Can't tell what kind of apples. But along with the apples, there's some of that cinnamon and a cereal note as well. reminding me of cinnamon toasty Applejack cereal. I always get those associated, the apple and the cinnamon, and with the maltiness from, you get that cereal bit, and it's like cinnamon toasty Apple Jacks. There you go. I have encountered this style of nose before. And oak. I would venture to say Quercus alba. That would be the American white oak. Hint of cherry. Cherry the fruit, not sherry the wine. Probably first fill American oak. Maybe there's some, maybe there's a finish, and the finish could be a virgin oak finish. There's a lot of that sawdust and door planings here. Maybe if the fruits will subside, maybe if the fruits will move aside, they will give me access to more vanilla notes and some more caramel notes, which I didn't get many of yet, but I'm anticipating their arrival soon. Oh, glasses are in the way. I can't get my nose deep enough in there. I seem to remember another whiskey that had a similar nose. Um, I think it was Altamore 12, and I didn't get a lot of caramel. I didn't get a lot of vanilla from the um, bourbon ex bourbon barrel. Of course, maybe I'm not getting a lot of caramel and vanilla because of the high ABV. Maybe the high ABV is stifling my sense of smell. I don't know. This could be another one of those that the nose isn't really doing all that much. Although it's doing something, I'm still getting some of that um, apple. Less pears now, more apple, and some of that hint of cinnamon. Now, that cinnamon could be caramel in disguise, especially with a high ABV like this one. Or I suspect this to be a high ABV. I'm going to take a small sip when I finally take one. Can I get anything else on the nose? I don't know. I'm curious to find out what this is, but first I'm going to taste it, and I'm going to nose it with some water, and I'm going to taste it with some water as well, just to be thorough. I'm not going to go so thorough as to put it in a tumbler and add ice to it. there's a point where I draw the line. Call me an elitist snob if you wish. Go right ahead. I don't care. Now I'm getting some more vanilla. Some vanilla is starting to creep through, trying to get out from under all that fruit that's holding it down. And still, I'm getting sawdust. Just like from my dad's bench saw when I was a kid. There's that cherry note once again. It was hiding for a while, but now it's back. There's a complexity within the simplicity of this one. There's some layering going on. I can't see. There, that's better. Well, we're coming up to the 10-minute mark. I think it's high time I give this a taste. So far, the videos in this series run around 20 minutes. Oh, that was a snootful of vanilla and sawdust. Not so much caramel. Oh, but it's hiding under there. It's under there. I know it's under there. I'm digging and I'm starting to hit it. Fantastic. Let's give it a small sip. See what we get. Yes. There's a creamy mouthfeel. There's some of that apple. There is more vanilla on the palate than there was on the nose. And I'm getting tingling on the sides of my tongue and on the tip of my tongue. The tingling I can attribute probably to a high alcohol content, but I'm getting more of the vanilla caramel kind of thing on the palate than I did on the nose. I knew it was there on the nose, but hiding. Can I get more fruits? Wait. Let's have a bit of water. Do that again. I'm liking this a lot. Now I'm getting more caramel and vanilla. They're asserting themselves. They're coming out. They're coming out to play. The fruits have moved aside. But I suspect that if I add some water, maybe that would bring out the fruits again. Let's find out. Okay, I'm making disgusting sounds with my mouth. I've unsubscribed from somebody for doing that. So, you're welcome to do that too. But I seem to be getting more out of it by doing that. It's got a creamy mouthfeel. Did I mention that already? A creamy mouthfeel. I'm getting that pear and apple and cinnamon stuck to the roof and the sides of my mouth. That tingling from alcohol that I got on the first sip seems to have muted itself, meaning that I'm more accustomed to it now than I was before. It takes a while to acclimatize to a high alcohol by volume, but it's possible to do so. Excuse me. I'm getting some warmth going down here. Oh, that is nice. When I was new to whiskey, or new to Scotch whiskey, I couldn't stand sherry. And when I'd get a sherry, it would be yuck. It tastes like wine. This is the style of whiskey that I would gravitate towards. There was a Balvenie 12-year-old, but not the doublewood. It was a single. It was a ex-bourbon barrel. Was it 14 years old or 12 years old? I think it was 14 or 15, maybe 15 years old. And it was a Balvenie, and the tin was white with black writing on it. And that was this kind of style of, exclusively in ex-bourbon. And I've tried a few whiskeys of that style since. There's no peat smoke, there's none of that. There's no smoke, there's no sherry, there's just plain ex-bourbon barrels in which the whiskey was matured. And I enjoy that style. I enjoy it a lot. I don't know if I can pinpoint which distillery we're talking here. But it could be an Altamore or a Balvenie or maybe something I haven't tried before. It could be an unusual casking of something that I know as something else. One more sip. Now the caramel is finally coming in on the palate. And there's a bit of a minty note too. Curiouser and curiouser. The minty note is kind of what was a tingling earlier has evolved into a minty note just on the tip of my tongue. And it hangs on. That minty note hangs on after the caramel and vanilla on the sides have faded away. And it's still there on the very tip of my tongue, and I'm still getting. Now it's fading. It's fading out, and I just get a dryness. It's a little bit astringent. I'm going to add some water to this baby. See if that brings out anything. I'm hoping that it brings out more fruit, or maybe it brings out more caramel. Half a spoon should do it. Okay. All right. I may have drank quite my share already of this little sample, just in trying. Oh, okay, I'm getting something else. The nose is attacking me from here. Malty. Malty cereal notes. There's still that wood. There's still that sawdust. I want to get my nose right in there. Just a hint of fruit now. Here's that cherry note. Malty. Sawdust, but not as much as there was. I don't think that the water does much for this, except bring out more of that cherry note and more of the maltiness. And a little bit of caramel and vanilla. But for the most part, I don't think water improves this at all. On the palate. Oh. On the palate, there's more of that cherry note and more of that minty note. It's like wintergreen. Interesting. Very interesting. Or should I say it's more like halfway between wintergreen and spearmint. Oh yeah. Water doesn't do much for the nose, but I think it enhances the palate. Oh. Some caramel. Some of that, I don't know how to explain it, some of that alkaline slipperiness. And mint, spearmint and wintergreen in the finish. Maltiness on the nose. Wow, this is some dram. It doesn't have to have smoke or sherry to make it interesting, believe me. And because this is blind, I'm giving it the extra time and I'm giving it the extra effort. Okay, I give up. What is this? Ah! This is from a distillery I've never had before. Old Malt Cask. Okay, it's from the Old Malt Cask. Balmenach, aged 13 years. Single malt Scotch Whisky, distilled in 2004. 13 years old, okay. Cask type, refill bourbon, okay. And there's a cask number. The cask number is HL14727 and Region Speyside. Fantastic. Balmenach. I may have heard of it, but I forgot that I heard of this. Balmenach. And it's refill. So that's why, that would explain why the vanilla and the caramel are so hard to pin down on this one because it's refill cask. If it was a fresh first fill cask, you'd get all that caramel and all that vanilla. But here I'm just getting, on the end, I'm just getting mint. Yeah. Cherry and mint. Oh, me likey, me likey, me likey. I like this a lot. This is great stuff. And how can I possibly pinpoint a distillery I've never tasted before, let alone have I heard of it? I don't know. Balmenach. It sounds like such a stereotypical um, Scotch name for a single malt Scotch. I imagine this goes into a lot of blends, or at least stuff from this distillery, because I've never seen bottles of Balmenach on the. I've never seen an official distillery release. Oh, this is lovely. You know, this whole collection seems to be getting better as it goes along. More interesting, more. Um, there's more stuff to explore here, and now we've done 8 of them, so we're 1/3 of the way through. If the first third is the lesser of the entirety of the Advent calendar, oh, I am in for a treat and a half. Slancheva?
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.